Ride for Their Lives is a campaign to raise awareness amongst health professionals and improve air quality and health outcomes for young children. And it's called Ride for Their Lives because we are literally riding for their lives and their future. So I've always wanted to get involved with some group rides, but non-competitive ones because I've not found that interesting. When Ride for Their Lives came along, it was a really easy sell to participate in a group ride, but also do something worthwhile in terms of learning about climate change and clean air, and supporting friends and colleagues to do that as well. So I've organised a number of rides, one set of which was a ride around the 5 health sectors within London, so that's encompassing the 27 neonatal units that I work and support. It's not difficult to set up your own ride. Start small, start simple, make your ride achievable. If you're not confident, then seek out a ride or friends that will help you organise a ride and join. We've currently got 3 themes on the website. So the first one's collaboration, and that's around getting together with people that you might work with in the same hospital or people in neighbouring hospitals that you know to set up a ride nice and straightforward and just get people riding and talking. The second one we have is around infrastructure. So that's around supporting infrastructure schemes that might be happening within your town or city. So for example, in London, we have ULEZ. So we had a series of rides early this year to support that scheme, cycling the boundary of the expanded ULEZ scheme. And then lastly, you can look at cycling to health conferences. So you have lots of healthcare professionals who attend these things. I've been to 2 or 3 health conferences now on my bike, cycling ridiculous distances to get there, which would be much faster on the train. But when you turn up on your bike at a health conference, people get talking, they're interested to learn more, and they're interested to kind of get involved. So the ride can be as short or as long as you like. It's best to start with short rides to build your experience and your confidence in organising rides. I'll use Komoot, which is a very popular app to plan the route, and that allows me to look at cycle infrastructure that I can use on the ride. So circular routes are really great because it means you can start and finish in the same place and people know how to get home. If you're doing linear routes, it's often good to stop at a place where there's a train station or good links for people to get back home. And if you're planning multi-day rides or really long rides that will take the whole day, then it's often a good idea to look at accommodation at the end so that riders can rest and then come back the following day. I think it's also important to understand the riders that you're with. So if you have mixed groups or less experienced riders, then it is good to keep the ride short. However, if you have a group of all confident or experienced riders, then you can definitely push the boat out and go for medium and longer distances. I think a group of between 3 and 10 is quite good. It means you've got a reasonable number within your group to make sure you've got a good skill set, so someone to lead the ride, maybe someone who's good with bike repairs, and someone to follow the back of the group to make sure no one gets left behind. But it's not too big that it's unmanageable from a planning perspective. Safety is the most important thing on these rides, and just kind of making sure that groups are manageable and that they can communicate with each other is really important. There is no specific kind of bike to take on these rides, so most people have a bike in their garage or lying around. That takes minimal effort to get on the road, and they have food in their cupboards, and the internet is free to plan a ride, so literally you could get up and running on a ride for next to nothing. I think you've got to undertake a risk assessment, so you've got to be aware of where you're riding, the type of riding you're doing, the type of cyclists you have with you, and the skills that they have to make sure that they're going to be safe, avoiding major junctions, routes where there isn't good or proper cycling infrastructure to make sure people are safe all of the time, that they're briefed properly ahead of the ride so that they're aware of how to ride in a group and making sure they use hand signals and that they communicate effectively, and also making sure you've got all the right safety equipment, first aid kits, and you've got people within the group that are confident and that can organise and shepherd groups of cyclists, so someone to lead and maybe someone to make sure that no one gets left behind. I have insurance because I spend a lot of time on the road, so it's good for me to have that cover in case I have an accident. It covers me and the third parties. Sometimes people aren't aware what they should bring or do come underprepared. I have had various numbers of punctures, and I've also supported other riders with their punctures as well. So I often ride when I'm commuting with a small pump. If I'm going on longer rides, I take a slightly larger pump, which is quicker to get on. I also carry various sized inner tubes to kind of support other riders as well. If you need more information, there's a huge amount on the Ride for Their Lives website, including a roadmap that will work you through the steps in terms of how you plan your ride, the kind of information you need, the questions you need to ask yourself, and promoting your ride and the message itself. If you click the Join Us button on the website, that will connect you with people that can help you and support you with your ride. Otherwise, you can email ride@climateacceptancestudios.com and someone will get in touch on how they can support you with your ride and provide you with information that you need. Joining Ride for Their Lives has taken my cycling to a different level. I'm more adventurous, I have more fun on my bike, and I'm more vocal about promoting active transport and cycling to other people to make sure that we have cleaner air and healthier young people. So change starts with you. Setting up a ride is easier than you think. A ride of 100 kilometers begins with 1 kilometer. So what are you waiting for? Organize a ride, get on your bike and start pedaling.